Hi everyone, Letty here. Today I'm going to share with you a craft with me video where we use our May 2021 Club EP kit. We're going to make our project number 4, which is mini brick book albums. So this is the Echo Park Club EP. This is the May 2021 kit, which came with the collection Summer by Carta Bella. This is such a cute kit. And so today I'm going to be using some of the elements that came from this box plus this 6x6 paper pad. Now the 6x6 paper pad did not come in the kit this month, but I did purchase it separately and I included it. The reason why I'm including it as my project number 4, because I'm going to use a ton of the items that are coming from the kit to decorate and to embellish this mini brag book album that I'm going to be making. Now I'm going to make 2 albums, so I'm taking out 10 sheets of the 6x6 paper. If you want to craft and make an album alongside with me, just take out 5 sheets and that'll be enough to make your one album. So I'm taking out my Paper Studio Guillotine trimmer, and then I'm basically going to cut my papers down to a true 6x6 paper. Now if your paper pad is a true 6x6 without the little branding strip and the hole at the top, you do not have to do this step. You can skip it and just take your pages straight out of your pad. And you can save those scraps for some future project, which I plan on doing. So the next step is we're basically going to decide which side of the double-sided paper I want to showcase, which is the one I prefer. And you see here there's a couple that I'm just kind of undecided on. I keep them up to the top left. And so you basically are going to choose one of the 2 sides because for the most part only one of the 2 sides is going to be showing. So the next thing I do is I pick out 5 sheets from the sheets that I have here. I have 10 total, so I'm going to basically separate it into 2 sections of 5 because I'm going to make 2 books. I'm actually going to make 2 separate books. And again, you only need 5 sheets to make 1 book. But because my little 6x6 paper pad had 20 sheets, I figured I'd take out half of the book or half of the 6x6 pad and make 2 different little mini brag albums. So the next thing you're going to want to do is look at your 5 sheets and choose the one that you want for the cover. So pick the one that you want for the cover and then set that aside. And then the other 4 are going to be the insides. Now, the reason why you have to kind of set your cover aside is because you fold it differently. The cover you're going to fold with the cover pattern on the outside. You see that? Where my cover pattern is on the outside. Now, all of the remaining papers, which are the remaining 4, and you can make these as many as you want. So if you want to do more than just 4, you absolutely can. But the remaining papers are going to be folded with the choice pattern on the inside. You see how I inverted those lemons and so they're on the inside? The reason why we do this is because we're going to glue them together and form pockets. And so again, this was inspired by a tutorial that was by MayMay Made It and on her YouTube channel. She did this, I don't know, like a year or 2 ago. If I find it, I'm going to link it down in the description box below. And so you basically just fold all of your papers based on the way that I just mentioned. So your cover, you're going to fold out, and everything else you're basically going to fold in with the pattern on the inside. And it'll make so much more sense as we're gluing and we actually form the pockets. Now you can, this is optional, but you can round your corners. I'm using the 1/2-inch corner rounder with my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. I'm using the 1/2-inch side. You can use anything you want, or you can just leave them as a straight pointed, like a flat corner. It does not have to be corner rounded. I just prefer to do it this way. So, and again, I'm using the 1/2-inch side. Now, make sure your papers are in the order that you prefer, because the next step is we're going to be gluing. And you want to make sure that when you're gluing, it does go in the right order, because once you glue, it's done. You can't unglue it. And so what you're going to do is glue on 3 sides, which is the top, the bottom, and the inside. So you see there where I have my cover and it's folded out. And then I'm just going to add my glue to the 3 sides. See the top, the inside, and the bottom. And then I'm going to align the next sheet, which is one of my folded inside sheets. And I'm going to basically just lay it down and make sure it aligns up. Now, the good thing about wet glue is you get a little bit of wiggle room. So in case you're a little bit off here, you can just adjust it and move it down. But for the most part, these 2 should line up almost exactly. Now, you see here where, because we only glued 3 sides, we basically end up with a little pocket on the inside. You are going to repeat this process to all 4 of the remaining sheets. So you see here, I glue on the 3 ends, and then I add the next sheet which is the next page, glue it straight down to the foundation of your book. And so again, now I have another set where I have a pocket right in between the next two pages. And so this is again why we folded all of the pattern papers that we liked, folded them with the pattern on the inside, because we glued the outside, which was the less like the B side of the paper. Basically, we glued those together to form the pocket, and that's what's on the inside of those pockets. So you just keep repeating the process until you get through your whole book. And here's where I mentioned, if you wanted to do more than just 5 sheets, you absolutely could. I'm limiting it to just 5 because I had 10 total that I wanted to work with. But you could make this book with, 6 pages, 8 pages, 10 pages. You can just keep gluing and gluing and gluing to your heart's content. So now that I have all of the papers glued together, just make sure you kind of reinforce or enforce those where you have your glue, so that way it actually forms the pocket. And that is literally the foundation of your mini brag book album. Super cute, super easy. It does not get any easier than this. And stick around because I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to decorate from start to finish both books. So I'm doing the same process again. I'm going to have my 5 pages. I'm going to choose which one's my cover, and then I'm basically going to start to fold. And again, your cover, you're going to fold it a little bit differently. You're going to have it with the pattern on the outside. Every other sheet, you're going to want to make sure you're folding with the pattern on the inside. And I didn't mention this before, but your pattern should be vertical. You should have your pattern going up and down. Okay, so if your pattern is a vertical pattern, you're going to want to make sure you do have it going up and down, because your book is going to open, up and down, not, or, side by side. You don't want to have the images be kind of, glued into the book sideways. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue my cover and then add to the next sheet, and then just keep working until I get down to the final 5, to all 5 pages of this. Super easy. And again, this was definitely inspired by MayMay Made It. She had done I think she called it like a Graham's brag book or something like that, and she did it, like I said, it's been maybe even 2 years now. I'm going to find her video, and I'm going to link it down below in the description box below, so that way you can also see her full tutorial, because she also does do a full tutorial on this. And I just love these little books. I think they're so much fun. I made one of these last month or earlier this month when I smashed my SCT sampler, so it's super fun. I've taken out a bunch of embellishments that I'm going to use to decorate. I've got stickers, washi, mini tags. I've got some cut ups, mini stamps. I've got some ephemera. I also have the adhesive brads. I've got my enamel dots, my favorite. And then I also have some chipboard accents. And then I also took out some of the cut aparts, primarily the 3x4 cut aparts, because that's what's actually going to go in each of those pockets that we just made with inside those 2 books. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to decorate and we're going to fill each of these books. The first thing I'm doing is I'm going to choose 4 cards, 4 of these 3x4 cards to go into each of these pockets. So I'm going to put 1 card in each pocket. And because I used 5 sheets, I have 4 pockets on each of these little books. I'm actually going to corner round. This is optional, but I'm going to corner round my cards. And I am using the 1/4 inch corner rounder on this one. You can use anything that you want. And so what MayMay had mentioned, which it makes absolute perfect sense, is if you corner round the cards, it makes it easier to slide in and out of those pockets. And I absolutely agree. It's just so much easier to slide in and out. So the first thing I'm doing when I'm pulling out these cards is I'm looking for the cards that are like journaling cards or things that would be perfect to kind of stick in here to kind of document your summer memories, or something that I probably couldn't use on a cut apart card. Like if I was to make an A2 size cut apart card, I probably couldn't use some of these. And so those are the ones that I'm focusing on to include in this book, because one of my last projects in this kit is I'm going to try to smash whatever I have left and make as many cards as I can. And a lot of these I'm going to end up using all of these cut aparts just to make some cut apart cards. So again, you find some 3x4 cut aparts and stick them inside the pockets. And again, you can corner round them. I am corner rounding them with the 1/4 inch corner round. So choose 4 cards per book. And you see here, I kind of have a theme going where one is more fruits and one is more flowers. And then once you decide which cards are going to go into the book, then you just literally play around with it until you have 1 card in each of those 4 pockets. And again, if you used more sheets, you would need more cards. I only have 5 sheets, so I have 4 pockets, so I need 4 cards for each of my books. And again, you're just going to add 1 of those cards inside each pocket. Now, you probably could add maybe an extra card in there. I have only ever done this project with just 1 card, but you absolutely could try it. I think the pocket is probably wide enough to fit 2 kind of thin, 3x4 cards, but you definitely can try what you want. Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to decorate the cover. So what I'm doing is I'm using, again, I'm calling this my project 4 from this Echo Park book or Echo Park kit because I'm using a ton of the embellishments that came in this kit. So you can basically pre-plan your layout, use all the different items, which is what you're going to see here. I think I use everything that I have laid out on this table except for the washi tape. So, and because this is going to be on the cover, I do recommend using extra glue whenever you're gluing down the front cover of these books, only because they'll probably get more wear and tear. This is something you could throw in your backpack, in your purse. You could make this as flat or as dimensional as you'd like. But again, if you add plenty of glue, you're less likely to have part of your cover get damaged. So I'm literally just pulling bits and pieces of everything, and you can pop things up on dimensional tape. This is some of my favorite. It's the one from Dollar Tree. It's the Super Glue brand. I do think it's extremely strong, but because, again, I want this to be extra durable, I'm adding glue to everything. So here I'm using some of these little cut apart stamps. Now this was part of one of the 12 by 12 sheets, and it was a sheet of nothing but little stamps. And I took the time to fussy cut them out because I knew I would have much prefer to have them as little embellishment elements like this than to use it up as a full regular sheet of paper with just a bunch of stamps. So, and then one thing I found out about these chipboard accents is they used to be adhesive. This set that we got in our kit, and I'm assuming moving forward, this is something that they're doing, they don't have adhesive on the back of them. I thought that was so weird because I'm just so used to having all of these chipboard accents as stickers, which from what I hear, most people would end up taking off the sticker anyway because a lot of the stickers on the chipboard pieces are not very great. And so they were putting their own glue or using hot glue. So, I mean, I guess to each his own, right? And then here you see I'm taking out some of the brads. You saw I used some stickers. I am literally pulling from all of these different, embellishing type items to finish off the covers of these books. Super fun. Here's my enamel dots, and I've mentioned this before. These are some of my favorite. I love the enamel dots from Echo Park, and of course these are quote unquote the Cardabella brand, but they're just still awesome. So I've already finished my first cover. The next step will be for me to decorate the inside, which I'll do in just a bit. But you can see here, you've got your cards, you've got the front and the back. You could stick photos, you can stick journaling spots. You've got so many options. So I'm just going to quickly decorate the second cover as well. Very similar to the way that I decorated the first one, obviously with different elements or different designs, but they're pretty much using the same types of embellishments. So I'm using some of these chipboard stickers. I'm using the brads. I'm using the ephemera. I'm using the enamel dots. I'm using stickers, the chipboard accents. I'm using all of it. The tags I had pre-cut. So I'm just really using everything that kind of came in this box or that I had in this box. So these little mini brag book albums are great for journaling on the go. They are great to add little mini photos. You could have a specific little theme for each little album and just add a few little photos. I did one, I believe last year or the year before, where I just did a little Halloween themed one, and I had pictures of my nieces and nephew from Halloween and their costumes, and it was just so much fun. I found it the other day, which is what inspired me to make these. I found it, and it was just so fun to pull out these little 3x4 cards and have pictures on them, and on the backs I wrote little stories of things that they had said or things that they did or things that they wore. And I mean, it was just so fun and so neat. So I just, I definitely invite you to try this process. Try to do this project. It is not as difficult as it may seem. Take it step by step, and it is so fun. And again, you can change up the paper, change up your theme, add whatever you want in there. You can use it as like a little glue book. Those those are super popular right now. You can glue whatever you want in there. And again, you've got these cute little pockets, and you can pull out the cards and add anything that you want to the fronts or the backs of these cards. You can add as many stickers and decorative elements that you want. You can pretty much do anything with these, which is kind of what you're seeing here. I am just going to town and adding whatever I want and just having fun using up my supplies. So, and I feel like I did a pretty good job of using up a lot of a variety of different elements to make these, especially on these covers, because I don't always go to some of these different types of elements, and I definitely went for it this time. So you see here, I have my second book ready. All I have to do is decorate the inside. So now what I did was I went ahead and left just the flat elements, which are the stickers, the washi, some of the little stamps that I had die cut or fussy cut out, and then some of the ephemera pieces. And I am literally just gluing down to my heart's content just a few little elements in each little page or each little section of pages. I'm going to go ahead and leave the 3x4 cards by themselves or the way that they are. I'm not going to decorate them. I'm not going to add anything because they are double-sided, so they have patterns on both sides, but you absolutely could. You could even technically, if the pattern was very strong, what you could do too is add a little piece of white scrap paper on it, and that way you could journal on it. You've got so many options with these. And again, I am just having fun adding layers upon layers of just little decorative elements. Anything that I thought went, anything that I thought was fun, anything that I thought would work with what I was, working on or working with. And again, you can see here where one of my books is more predominantly like fruits, and the other book is going to be predominantly florals. You could have mixed and matched. It just happened that way for me, but you absolutely can do anything that you want, use any collection that you want, and kind of just, craft to your heart's content. So here we are adding the last sticker on the very back of it. You see how quick this was. So my first book is completely finished. I'm just going to quickly add a few stickers and decorative elements in my second book. And again, I recommend keeping the inside of the book as flat as you can, so that way you can kind of keep it together. Now you absolutely can do anything that you want. You can make it chunky. You can, glue things, extra things in. The way that I'm going to be storing these or using these, I'm keeping them flat. Now the cover, I did add a little bit of dimension to the cover, but not to the inside. I'm keeping it flat because I do want to, do some journaling spots and add some photos and things. And I want it to be kind of flat when I do kind of, write in the inside or add, photos. So just super quick and easy. And you can see here, I'm just kind of playing around. You can see here, I used up a lot of stickers. This is definitely a great project to use up a ton of your embellishments or your stickers. This is a great project for that because you get to decorate all of these different pages, and it's just so much fun. For my wet glue, I'm using the Barely Art wet glue. I have really enjoyed using this. I've been using it for over a year now, I think, or very close to a year, and I have just enjoyed it. It's been fun. And you see here, a lot of my screen disappeared because I caught this at the very end. And now everything is back in screen. But I wanted to kind of show the steps. So look at all the stickers that I used. This sticker sheet was almost brand new. Both books are completed. So again, these are my mini brag book albums inspired by MayMay, who is MayMay Made It, here on YouTube and Instagram. I will link her video with her channel in the description box below. And I will post some pictures on my Instagram. Just fun little books. I definitely invite you to try this project. It is so fun. It is so easy. And it doesn't even take that many supplies as far as for the foundation of the book. It just takes as little as 5 sheets of 6x6 paper, which we all have in our stash. Again, this is a summer collection by Carta Bella. And this was my project number 4 from the May 2021 Club EP kit. And I made some mini brag book albums. Thanks for visiting, everyone. Hope you subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram. And as always, happy crafting.